talking tonight about, thank you, about something that I am super excited about and super passionate about, and it is reviews and referrals. Now, I need you all to have your phones tonight because we are going to do an interactive project tonight, which I'm also excited about. And so you guys aren't going to get a snooze through this one. This is going to be interactive and fun. So really, we're just going to get on with it. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. So, how many of you are getting just you can put a thumbs up or raise your hand. How many of you are getting the reviews and the referrals that you really want to get?
No.
No. Yeah, that tells me everything. And I'm there with you. I'm like a no too. So, I would say yeah, I would say that we all kind of maybe need some help with this. So that's what we're going to focus on tonight. Actually, we'll go right here and we should be able to see this. Everybody see the screen, see the nice slides. They're a little bit different than what we're used to, but that's okay. So, is anybody getting does anybody have amazing tons of reviews and are um, getting referrals left and right now
From the reviews?
from
No.
anything? Okay.
I am getting referrals, yes.
Okay, good. And where do you find those referrals, Candace?
I recently had a client appreciation event and like that, bam,
Okay.
like six back to back.
Well, that's amazing.
Just a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So things like that do help and they do work. And can everybody see winning AI search?
Hmm.
Okay, perfect. So the reason it says winning AI search, you guys, and I know Rochelle's spoken in about it a little bit, is that in things have changed, right? So right now, 67% of home buyers now use AI as their go-to tool for finding an agent. It was 17% just 18 months ago. And 91% of those agents are invisible to AI search right now. Most never show up at all. AI doesn't show a list of links, it gives one or two names, and here's how you become one of them. That's kind of exciting, right? There's hope. So, how AI picks who to recommend. It reads your reviews, your Google profile, and how consistent you look online. So reviews, AI actually reads your reviews. They don't just look for how many stars you have. 5 stars isn't enough. They want to know about you. They're picking up keywords. Was that a first-time home buyer? Was that somebody who had to do something unconventionally? Did you help them get, from their home they've been in 30 years into the next phase of their lives? They're looking for that in their reviews and they're counting on our clients and the people in our lives to write that about us. So just put in 5 stars doesn't work anymore. Your Google business profile is the number one source AI pulls from. So is your Google profile updated? Does it have your current business address? Does it have your current profile? Does it have your current bio? Does it have pictures? All those things AI is pulling from. And consistency, you need to have your same name, your well, and obviously same name. But some of us would be. I used to be able. You could look me up at Fox Real Estate Group, Virginia Everard, Virginia Everard Keller Williams, Virginia Everard Real Estate Agent, Virginia Everard Realtor, because I was a realtor at one point. So I wasn't consistent across all brands. So consistency, same name, same photo, and same info everywhere. Zillow, Realtor.com, and Google. So these are things that we may not always pay attention to on a regular basis, but these things are impacting how AI is finding us for people who are Googling who's the agent I want to work with. So it's you need to take that opportunity to make sure you spend time with this. This is very important, and we overlook it because we get busy. We're focused on our clients. We're focused on our deals. We're focused on prospecting, open houses, our lives. For goodness sakes, our lives are involved in this too. And we forget that we haven't updated our profile in 5 years. We forget that our headshot that we have on some sites is different from the headshot from other sites, and they're all over 10 years old. That does not create consistency, and it puts you at the bottom of the list when AI is looking for you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So reviews are your referral resume. So what I mean by that, your reviews are what vendors who are going to refer you are going to look at, people looking for relocation. Um, Washington has a very robust relocation from people who move out and people who move in, and they're almost identically balanced. There's not a lot of difference between how many people move in and how many people move out. But it's robust. We do have both sides in coming in and out. So who are you talking to? Are you creating relationships with agents outside of our network? Are you contacting people, top agents in other states? Are you interviewing them to see if they're a good match for you? Are you making sure that when they have, so top states, I should back up a little bit, California, Texas, Florida, um, Oregon, California. Those are top states that people are coming from and going to when they're moving in and out of Washington. So, are you connecting with top agents in those areas? Are you talking to agents in Silicon Valley who might have clients who are moving up here to Bellevue for tech up here and vice versa? Are you speaking to agents that are in big retirement communities? Maybe people are looking to snowbird in Arizona. Do you have relationships with agents in Arizona? And when you're talking to them, when you call them, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to look you up on um, Google. They're going to look you up on Redfin. They're going to look you up on homes.com. They're going to look to see who you are, not just the person on the other end. So you want to build that. And so because they're looking at you, it's review literally your reviews are your referral resume. That's how people are finding you. Vendors, you create relationships with vendors, but when they look you up, are they finding you to be one of the top agents? Are they finding you somebody who aligns with their core values? That is how you show up. I always look at real estate often as something that actually I look at every real estate opportunity as a chance to interview for a position in their life as their advisor, right? And so, how am I showing up when vendors look me up, inspectors, um, HVAC people? They're just as curious about me as I'm curious about them. And how many of you would recommend an HVAC person or a plumber that had 3 stars and or 2 stars, and somebody was saying something terrible about them? I wouldn't. So why would somebody want to do that with you? So ask yourself those questions. Every review you collect is proof you deliver and a referral you haven't earned yet. So they're symbiotic, right? Words are correct today. Symbiotic. So there's no referral before the review. It's really you have to have both simultaneously because you're building. Ask for the review, earn the review, and engage with the review. So make sure you comment and thank them when they do give you reviews. That is something that I didn't even realize very till much later in my career. So I had missing opportunities. Any comments on this before we move to the next slide? Candace, you see anything in there I'm
No,
missing?
it's great. Nope, this is great.
Cool. So I'm not just speaking because Rochelle told me to ask me if I do the webinar tonight, but I'm speaking from true experience. I was put in real estate jail, not real estate jail. That's wrong. Google jail. That was worse. Google jail. It took me a long time to get out of it. And the cause was inconsistent business location, headshots, phone numbers across different phone numbers across platforms because I had a phone number for Oregon, a phone number for Washington, a phone number, a personal phone number. So I had, they were all went to the same phone, but they were all different. And so when I wanted to get reviews, I couldn't even get reviews in Google because I'm in Google jail. So I want to share with you guys quickly because these are some of the things we take for granted and we don't pay attention to. And I want you guys to take the time to pay attention to them tonight. Again, make sure every platform matches and you start with NWMLS. That is where all the feeds and the syndications pull from. Then you go to Zillow, then you go to realtor.com, homes.com, same name, same photo, same number, same business address. So just in case y'all didn't know, Um, Google Business is handled through Google Maps now. So some of us still have the OG little house in our Google thing, but if you're a newer agent, that doesn't exist for you. So you actually have to go to Google Maps, and that's where all new business profiles are created in. And then for me, how I got out of Google Gel, and by the way, this took me a year and a half, probably about $4,000. So this is serious business, guys. I don't know how many of you like to spend $4,000 on Google. I surely didn't have my hand up for it. So I'm speaking to you from a person who went through the pain. Is that you do need to show your license when you're doing your video walkthrough and have it visible on the video for on a computer screen so they can see that you're working there. And um, there is a little sheet that I want to show you guys. I'll show it afterwards that has a little blurb that from Google itself, because these are Google rules. Agents are individual practitioners. And then you need to have your name and not your brokerage's name. And so it talks about you put this rule of Google up and it literally says, I'm an individual practitioner. I work as a real estate agent. People, and I work under the business of Best Choice Realty. So these are the steps that you have to go through. Another thing I had to do recently is I actually had to do Best Choice Realty Virginia Everard, and then they let me go back to just Virginia Everard real estate agent or real estate broker. I can't remember what it is. So if your profile is, so basically, if you want to go through this pain, and this sounds like a really fun time for you, be inconsistent. Go for it. Otherwise, you might want to take these little steps that are going to make your life a little bit easier and a little bit chaotic because honestly, if you guys, so we went and Googled you guys right now. Let's just let me get out of this real fast. We have an activity going on. I just want to get out of this. Stop share. Um, so what I want us to do is I'm going to Google myself and, and, and I want you guys to take a moment to Google yourselves too. And I want to hear what you guys come up with. It's not going to let me Google myself right now. What are you guys coming up with when you Google yourselves? Anybody want to share?
Mm,
My LinkedIn comes up and then our webpage comes up. Plus like other personal like things from college and stuff like that.
Okay, that's actually pretty good.
But not my Google business page
Not your Google business page.
because it
Candace, what,
doesn't
it
exist.
doesn't exist. That's true. You and I are, we share. Candace, did you Google yourself?
yes, I did.
And what comes up first for you?
My Google business page, and then Best Choice Realty, CandaceFrazier.com, Zillow,
Okay, pretty good.
Coldwell Banker Bain. What in the world? No.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then
Jenny,
social media. So, yeah.
yeah. Jenny, how about you?
It's my best friend and my Google page.
Oh, excellent. So we have very good examples here. Does anybody, when they Google themselves, have just something from a long time ago showing up or, missing any of your real estate stuff?
I do.
If so, who does? I'm
Hi,
sorry.
this is Cheryl.
Oh, Cheryl?
Hi there. I'm actually been working on this for the last 2 or 3 days, so it's kind of interesting that you guys decided to do this class. Um, when I was partnered with my home group, they used my name, email, phone number for the company.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have that as permanently closed, and I
Yes.
can't get that off.
And you're
I
not going to
reached
be
out
able
to my
to.
home group and asked them to do it, and all they did was had it as permanently closed. And I've got a couple older companies that is still showing. So I've got my current stuff. When I put in my name, my Google
Mm-hmm.
page comes up, Zillow, Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
Realtor.com, all that stuff comes up, but so does the old companies, and then for the life of me, I don't know how to get rid of that stuff.
It's really hard, especially because I too was interlinked with with my team that I was with for 8 years. And when I left them, I wasn't even halfway up the highway from after giving my notice up the highway from Vancouver, Washington back to Tacoma, and everything was locked down and turned off. And so once you're so integrated with another company, it's really hard to get that back and it's really hard to make it go away. So my suggestion is keep building on what you have that's new. And then for anybody else listening, own your own information and don't don't use anybody else's and don't let anybody else use yours because it's really hard to undo at the end of the day. But yeah, no, you're doing the right thing. Keep building.
I have
Don't give
another
up.
question for you.
Sure.
Since I'm just new on getting this all up and going, since I was managing for so long, I didn't worry about this.
Right.
How do I go about doing Google reviews? I don't know how
That
to
is
get that set up.
once you have your business page, there is a link there. And once we get through the slides, I will show you all that a little bit quickly. There's a link, and then you send it out in an email to your past clients, your friends, your families, anybody you can think of. Anybody can give you a review, right? So anybody you can think of, just send it out.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, of course. So top platforms are Google, Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, and you can use reviews for social media posts, your website, listing, and buyer presentations and drip campaigns. Do not take your reviews and put them in some fancy font and some pretty picture that actually detracts from the authenticity of it, and AI hates it when you do that. So don't do that. Just cut, paste, cut, paste. You don't have to make it all special. So think about where you're not using your reviews and where you could. And so we have a little fun activity. We are going to review us right now, and then I'm going to show you guys how to all get your own links and send this out. So the next slide has a QR code for our office. Scan it, leave BCR, a Google review, 30 seconds top, drop done in the chat when you posted it. So the first group of people are anybody in the Seattle area. Scan your QR code. And then you're going to ask, why did you choose BCR? How has the brokerage supported your business? What do you enjoy most about this culture? What resources or training have you been most valuable? And would you recommend BCR to another agent and why? Keep it simple though, guys. You guys have 30 seconds. Just scan and then I'll switch to the next one. And if you missed anything, I will send it back out too. And the reason we're doing this together right now is because I want you guys to get in the practice and look at the kind of questions you can ask when you send this out to your very own clients, friends, and family. Squim, if you're on here from Squim, here's your scan and go. Spokane and Idaho. Gig Harbor, Sumner, and Lacey. Just let me know when you guys are done, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to pull up how to find a do your Google review.
Virginia, sorry, this is Shani.
Hi, Shani.
Hey, by the time I got phone back from my kid, you left Seattle. Can you pull up Seattle again?
Yeah, absolutely, sure can.
Only way to keep her quiet for 30 minutes.
That's fine, Jeannie. That's totally fine. I got the hiccups there. Just give me a moment. There's Seattle.
I think I've reviewed all of our offices. Do you mind also bringing up Squim again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it had pride of place right after Seattle because we just opened our office on Friday and we had our grand opening. And so I think that's why it got put here.
So are we noticing that Google now kind of pre-fills something for you? Is that
That
it?
they're using their own AI, Candace, so yes.
That's not bad.
No, it's not.
It's not bad.
No, no, it's not. It's
That's
Gemini.
like no excuse, right?
Yeah, exactly. It makes it really easy. I think the biggest part of this is I would say that people get intimidated. And when we get intimidated, we just kind of sometimes we freeze, right?
Right.
At least I do. I know myself well enough that when I get intimidated, I will do the freeze frame thing.
Because I remember also too having a period where I was getting reviews and there was something about timing. Like there's sometimes in a transaction the right time to get the review. Don't wait till after closing, do it when before closing, before they're signing their paperwork, when everything is hopefully happy and moving smoothly.
It's always best to do, you're absolutely right. It's best to do it at the end. And I'm going to give you guys a little clue is a great thing to do is what's called the promise. And the promise is basically you promise your client that you will give them 5-star service and that if you don't, then you're going to want to know why. But if you do, you ask to review literally at the signing, at the consultation when they sign the contract with you. So when you go to your, this is my Google page, and you can read your reviews, you can post, but you can go, Avelina might need to help me out a little bit. She's so much better at these things than I am. Okay, here we go. Get more reviews. So I went to read reviews, get more reviews, and then you have your QR code. You have your link and you can email, WhatsApp, or you can even do it on Facebook, or you can just copy and send it out in a letter.
Looks like you need a review too, Virginia, or
I do
two
need
or
a
three.
review. I
Got
do
you
because
covered. Got you
just
covered.
thank you because
Oh.
I lost everything and then I spent a year and a half in Google jail. And let me just tell you, it's not gourmet food there, guys. Just not. It's actually quite lonely.
But yeah, I think like you can even, we've been talking about going back and asking past clients for reviews. I think there's such an opportunity, like even if you've already done business with people and it's been a few years, if they had a positive experience, a lot of people are still happy if you send like a postcard or something to give you a good review.
They are. And they want you to be a success. And then you can see that I've made sure that my profile pictures are similar. We got Avelina and I here. Um, it's not as scary as we think it is. The hard part is asking. So that's why if you put in the promise at the beginning of your presentation or at the end of your presentation when your client signs with you and your commitment to them, and then you ask just before closing, then there's no like awkwardness because you've already put that out there that I'm going to give you 5-star service. And if I don't, I'm going to want to know why. And I want to correct that, right? And that's a little bit of vulnerability, but I think it works really well. So how are we doing, guys?
I noticed that as you were over there under, you clicked on the read reviews to get them, but I
Yep,
noticed on the second line, the fourth one over also says ask for reviews. Is that different or is that the same thing?
that's ask for the reviews. Yep, that's the same thing.
Oh, okay, so you can get it in two different spots then?
Yep, yep.
Okay, okay, thank you.
And honestly, I just recently got back out of Google jail, so that's why I wanted you guys to know that there are things here that and hopefully you guys can see this. I'll try to make it bigger. But basically this is what you need to have on your screen if you're having any problems. And it says an individual practitioner is a public-facing professional, typically with their own customer base. Doctors, dentists, lawyers, financial planners, and insurance or real estate agents are all individuals. Business profiles for practitioners may include title, degree. So it just goes through this. And this, when you have this up here, it tells Google that you are legitimately an individual practitioner of your career. Because we all are individual practitioners, if you look at it that way. Do we have any questions or anything we want to talk about?
Yeah, Virginia, I had a question. So how do I get my Google business profile? So like when I search my name, I don't see like my profile.
That's a great question. So if you go to Google, remember I said they moved it, Maps, and you go and you sign in using your Google page. So for example, this Google page is my best choice one, right?
Okay.
And I am it's going to ask you, let's see, haven't done this in a bit on here.
Okay,
But
know
you
that
can
you're
search,
done
if I
talk.
search,
Okay.
what's that?
Let me text you.
So then you go here, search. What's your name? What should we put here?
Just like my name, Manat.
I couldn't see who was talking, Manat. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, it's just I guess my name. Mannat.
Manat.
And then Sudan. Sudan.
Okay. So add, because it's going to say add a missing place to Google, and then it should, and you should be able to claim this business.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Okay.
OG style, just so you all know, because it is different because some of us have been around maybe a little bit longer. If you go here, you can see that I have the OG Business Profile Manager. But last year, at some point, they changed it and now you have to start it through Maps. So, and if you need some time, Manette, we can meet this week up in Tukwila or wherever you need and do it together.
Thank you.
Of course. What else do we have? Google constantly calls me about 10 calls a day from a different. Yes, that is not Google actually calling you. That is actually scammers trying to get your business. So just don't talk to them.
Have you spend money for
It's a money grab.
Yeah.
So I just hang up on them. They're hoping that you'll be afraid and that they'll get you to respond and give them money, but you don't need to. Everything that I'm showing you is things you do on your own. You do not need to work with them. Anybody else?
Do you have a sample of postcard asking for referrals?
We don't at this moment, but it's something we are working on.
You know what? I will tell you guys. You can't see my screen, but simple goes a long way.
Simple does go a long way.
I've been doing just some handwritten, you guys can't see because I've got my camera blurred out. I'm trying to show. It's taken me forever, but I'm getting it done. So I am making handwritten notes, and I'm going to be sending these out. And it just says, "Thank you for your trust and support. It means the world means the world to me." And then I'm gonna take the top part of these cards that I've actually handwritten, that just say thank you, and it's got my logo on it, and I'm going to ask them to go to my Google and do a review.
Perfect. I
Definitely gonna
love
do
that.
that. I
I love
just,
that.
yeah, and I've done
Redonda,
of them.
you had a question.
I did. Actually, and I'm really glad that you just showed that on maps. I have been fighting with Google for quite some time now, trying to figure out how, because I was like telling my kids, I'm like, can you please Google me? And they're like, we can't find you. And it's telling all of that. So just now, you showing that example of what you had and then how to get there. So hopefully I'm going to do a little test and see if I just need to claim something because it says I manage that profile, but nobody can see it. And I was getting so, my circles that I go into.
Yeah, so they'll ask you once you create your profile, just so you all know, Google has bots out there everywhere looking at our profiles, and they will not publish it until it's verified. And so that's where the verification process comes in handy. Well, it comes in handy, it becomes necessary. So when you get to that part, Redonda, let us know and we'll help walk you through it. You'll have to come to the Sumner office and
Okay.
we'll get you through that.
That would be wonderful. It's very exciting. Thank you.
Of course, of course. Postcards are very inexpensive, but anything you do is better than nothing. You could write a letter and put your QR code on there or your link. You could do whatever. I think perfection is the death of greatness. So don't work at being perfect, work at being consistent and get it done.
Do it ugly.
Do it ugly. That is my saying. We know that. Anybody else?
Mm,
Randy.
No, no, I don't have anything.
Okay, no worries. Anybody else? This is all, I mean, it seems simple, but we just need to do it and do it consistently.
I mean, you can even take that link and text it to people and just say, hey, when you get a chance, do you mind leaving a review? Something, and you can actually kind of give them something to go by. People I think also reach out and every now and again praise you for something. Take that time and you know what, spin it right back to them. You know what, I really appreciate it. And if you don't mind, would you just put that in a review?
And think of vendors too, right, Candace?
Yeah, you're,
Would you give
yeah.
me a review? I'm happy to give you a review.
You have a review from me already done, so I'll send you my link.
There you go. See, this is how we work together.
Yeah,
Guys,
your home inspectors, your hairdresser, those people too, they can give you a review.
Mhm. So what I want you guys, the one thing I want you guys to take away from this tonight is I want you guys to spend time on your profiles. I know I sound like a broken record. I want you to spend time reaching out to people in your sphere and asking them for a review and then comment on those reviews. And I want you to think about how you want to show up. What is your value proposition and how can you show up when you write your bios? Being a nice person is not a reason to do business with you. There's a lot of nice people out there, right? What is important is how did you tell the story? How did you get somebody from point A to point B? What was the value you added to them? Did you help them create another $60,000? Did you help them save, $20,000 on an inspection? Tell those stories. Do not be afraid of it because those are the stories and those are the verbs and the words that AI is pulling and they are looking for you. Otherwise, you're just nobody in the AI world. Not in my world, but in the AI world. So thank you guys so much for taking time out of your night tonight to be with us and be with Candace and I and the rest of the Best Choice team. We always appreciate you being here on Monday nights, and we look forward to seeing you next week.